Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another free homeschool class. Today I have with me Karen Barge from Christian Art Lessons. She is a native Texas-born and raised in Dallas, now living in Southern California. She has a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree from the University of Northern Texas in advertising and over 30 hours of computer and graphics multimedia courses. Karen moved to California in 1992 to be a graphic designer in the video game industry, and she owned a graphic design firm for over 8 years. She started teaching to be on the same schedule as her daughter, who is now 24. Along the way, Karen taught various art classes from ages 4 to 85, including camps and workshops. In addition, she created her own curriculum for classes at the Vista Art Foundation Gallery and held a teaching position at several Montessori and Catholic schools. As a result, Christian Art Lessons was founded in March 2014. So what we're going to be going over today is the Easter Doodle Drawing Challenge. So if you haven't already went and downloaded the free resources for this event, I highly recommend that you go and do that. And I will be putting a link to that in the comments. We are going to be talking about using geometric shapes to draw just about anything. In her classes, Karen talks about geometric shapes a lot. So if you can draw a circle, an oval, square, or triangle, you can draw just about anything. She has a challenge for you this Easter using oval shapes. The challenge is how many different animals, flowers, or objects can you make with an oval shape? Then decorate your drawing with Easter colors: pink, light green, pastel blue, light purple, and yellow. So be sure that you have your art supplies handy and that you go ahead and download that freebie. You want to make the one thing that you can do is to look around your house or outside to look for oval shapes to get some ideas of things to draw. So Karen, tell us a little bit about what we're going to be going over and why people should download the freebie.
Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to, I'm going to talk about geometric shapes and organic shapes and the difference between them. And then we're going to take our sheets that is part of the packet. You have these sheets in here. You have the oval sheet, the ovals that are horizontal or the ones that are vertical. And then we are going to actually do some doodles, and we are going to come up with what can you put in that doodle? What can you put in that oval to create that is Easter-ish, like Easter eggs or a chicken, or I don't know. Let's come up with some stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I guess I can just start out with what I teach in all my classes is I teach what are geometric shapes and what are organic shapes. This right here, I know they're plastic, but these are flowers, and they are considered organic or freeform shapes because they're not perfectly straight. They're not perfectly square. Just like an animal is an organic shape, we are considered a freeform organic shape. So what is a geometric shape? A geometric shape is something that is square, like this Scotch tape. I mean, it's square. It's not organic. It's and then we have like Post-it notes, maybe some Altoids. It's considered a rectangle. Paint. This is a circle. It's not organic. Organic is freeform. Is a freeform shape like these flowers. They're not straight. So today we're going to create some designs with organic shapes. One of the classes that I teach, I guess I could just show you. One of the classes I teach is finding geometric shapes, cutting them out, and creating a robot. I also have another, I know, what they fun? Little robots. And also how to draw a robot. So what we're going to do today, our challenge today is to see how many designs can you come up with that is strictly Easter. All right. So the other thing that I do is in order to come up with ideas, you could look around you know, your house for geometric shapes and organic shapes, so you can kind of figure out what we're talking about. But the other thing that I do is many times I get on the internet. Now, I don't know how old everybody is. And so if your mother needs to do this, your father needs to do this, or an older sister or brother, I get on to the internet and I pull up Google and I Google Easter, and then I go to the images and it pulls up all kinds of images. I don't know if you can see, oh, I'm trying to put this in here so you can see it really well. So these are just some ideas of what we can draw. Well, and it's crazy because the first thing that comes up is all of these eggs. Well, obviously, one of the ovals could be an egg, right? But what else can we come up with? Looking at some of the other ideas is this right here, this flower. I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's some flowers here and they can be oval.
The tulips, yeah.
The tulips. And then the shape of this bunny face can be, you know, there's a shape of this, I don't know, can you see the bunny face right there? Yeah, it's an oval. So that's what we're going to draw today. And that's how I came up with my ideas, just to let you guys know.
So I see that we have 6 people joining us. Go ahead and post in the comments where you're joining us from and how many people you have joining us there.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera so then you can see my paper down here, and we are going to start drawing some of the ideas that I came up with. I'll probably show the other images again just to give you some ideas. Let's see. So I'm going to tilt it down and spin it around. I hope that worked. That didn't. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. So can everybody see what I'm drawing down here?
Yep, I think that we can see it.
All right, I'm just making sure. All right. So, like I said before, I started out by just getting some ideas off the internet. And so, why don't we draw? I mean, the first thing that you see is decorating an egg. Now, I don't know if you've taken any of my classes before, but in my classes, I talk about all of these lines and patterns that you can create. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these lines and patterns and the ideas of decorating an egg. And I'm going to do that for the first one. So the first one's going to be an egg. So we're just going to put some lines in here.
Hey, Karen, the camera is sliding.
I see that. Okay. I may have to continue to adjust it a little bit. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know how to hold it up. Yeah, I was going to do it again. You got to be kidding me. Okay, let me do this. And let me tilt it.
We can work that way. Yeah.
Let me tilt it this way. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, guys. I have a new phone, and it's a real heavy phone. And it
hey, you see that we have some new people joining us. Be sure to post in the comments where you're joining us from and how many people you have joining us. What their ages.
All right. So can everybody still see what I'm doing here? Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is, you know, I'm looking at all my patterns that I have, and I'm going to add some decoration in here. And remember, the more decoration you put in your patterns, the more you get to color. So I always like to put a lot of different types of decorations. We're going to put in some polka dots and lines, and maybe I'll put in some larger lines. And what we're doing is we're doodling on these pages, and we're going to see how many we can come up with before the end of this session. I guess I could put some more polka dots. I like polka dots. I don't know about you guys. Now what I'm using is a Sharpie, and the Sharpie that I'm using has two ends. It has an extra fine end, and then it has a larger end. And so I'm doing the extra fine end because I'm going to go in here and put in some circles, but I'm going to add petals to it so they look like flowers. Let me see all that.
Hey guys, I need everyone to not be doing.
All right, so our first egg, our first, design is going to be an egg. So let's do something different. When we were looking at all these different designs and stuff, I think we saw maybe a chicken. So how about we turn one of the ovals into a chicken? So I'm going to start out and put some big eyes on this chicken. Got to put eyeballs on him or he can't see. We got to make sure he can see. And I'll put some eyebrows. And how about we put some feathers off the top of his head? And let's say he's going, yikes. So his feathers are going up, going, yikes. All right. Let's put a beak on him. Now, the beak can be different ways. I just do a triangle that is up and a triangle down to make a beak. And if you see the beak. And then let's put some legs on him. And how about we put feet? Gotta have chicken feet, right? Let's see, what else can we do? So the oval could be the center of a flower. You know, a lot of times a flower has the center, and then you can go in and add petals on the outside like that. Maybe even has a stem and some leaves. Let's see, what else can we come up with? Well, we could do, we have two of these. Let's see, what can we do next? Anybody have any ideas that you want me to do? I don't know if you guys are commenting. Let's see. Oh, well,
Why don't you do a bunny?
A bunny, yes. Let's do a bunny. But to say we got to do a bunny. Okay, let's do. Okay, we're gonna do a bunny right here, so his ears can go up like that. How about that? So we'll do big eyes. I love to have big eyes. And you guys put the ovals inside, and then I'm going to give him silly eyes. He's got to have eyeballs so he can see, right? Then we have to have a nose. Now a chicken's nose or a chicken's beak is kind of pointy, but a bunny's nose is more of a round. It's a curve, and then it comes down. It's still sort of like an upside down. It's kind of like a piece of pizza, actually, but it's sort of like a beak, only it's not as sharp. And then let's put a big smile on him, like that. And then we got to put his ears on him. So how big do we want his ears to be? We can pull up and back down. And then he has to have the inside of his ears. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And go up, back down, inside of his ears. He kind of has funny. It's almost like he doesn't look like a bunny. What does he look like? Does he look like a bunny or not? That's funny. Okay, so he's got to have feet maybe. What do we want to look down here? I guess his feet could be kind of go out and back around. And then we can have toes on him. I don't know if that's really what a bunny foot looks like. And then we got to have one over here. We'll have toes. Oh, we only did 3 over there. We did 4 over there. I guess we add 1. And then you have to have his body and maybe his puffy tail. I don't know. That's pretty funny. Okay. The rest
It's all
of his
about
body.
having fun.
All right. Let's see. We could come up with maybe a different bunny. Maybe a different bunny has a different look. Let's see. How about we do a bunny? Let's first start out with his nose. Remember, it's a curve and then 2 curves. And then maybe he has these big cheeks. And maybe he has buck teeth. And some eyes. 2 big ovals for eyes. And maybe he has like hairy, he has some hairy eyebrows. And then maybe his ears are different. Maybe his ears, instead of pointy ears, can everybody still see? Okay. Instead of having pointy ears, maybe we're just going to do big round ears. Like that. Kind of round them off. Okay. And then, oh, you know what we don't do we got to have whiskers, and we didn't put any on him, did we? I'm going to put some dots and put some whiskers on him. And do the same thing on the other one. Now, I do draw really fast, and if I'm drawing too fast, if you download the document that we were talking about, when you get your email with this document, you have a video. There's a link to a video. So you can always go back and look at that video. Okay? So you guys, I know I draw really fast. But what's great about a video is you can stop it, start it, stop it, start it, slow it down, do whatever you want to with it.
And this live video will also be available on our YouTube channel. So if anybody is joining us a little bit later, you will be able to get the replay of this.
Perfect. That's awesome. See, we got you guys covered. Okay, what's another? We need one more here. We could decorate another egg and decorate it a different way. Let's see. We have 2 bunnies. Oh, you know what we could do is we could create a lamb. I saw a lamb on one of these. You know, that's the thing about Easter is
it's all about those baby animals.
I know. So we got to put a lamb on here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is we want to put this like fluffy, they have this fluffy hair or fur. I guess it's not, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. You can tell I wasn't raised on a farm. I don't know what it was called. And then we can have big eyes. I always put what are they called? Eyelids on my characters. I don't know why. I've always done that. I always put eyelids. And then we had the eyeballs. You got to have the black part and then the part that you can color. So I don't know if you see what I'm talking about, but right here you have the eyelid. If you look at your eyes, you have eyelid, and then you have the part that's colored. You have a white part and then a part that has a color to it. It can be brown or green or all these different colors. And then you have the black part. So I don't know why. I always seem to draw like that. And then we're going to put a nose on this. You know what? I wonder if we could name these guys. Does anybody have any names for any of these animals? And, oh, and he has to have like these floppy ears. Put some floppy ears on him. And then we're going to put this like wool or this fluffy wool around his face. And then I guess what we need to do is give him something, some way to walk. I don't really know what the legs and feet look like, so we'll just do ovals like that. What you think? You like that?
Yeah, cute.
So, does anybody have any other ideas? Let's come up with some more. So we have more than one sheet in your packet. You have 2 sheets that are horizontal, and you have 2 sheets that are vertical.
What
Okay,
about
the other thing
a Easter basket for the other sheet
oh
there?
yes, an Easter basket for one of these.
For the ones that are on the other sheet that are the
Right here?
other, yeah. What if it was
Okay.
like an Easter basket?
Oh my gosh, yes, that would totally work. So let's see if this is the basket. Let's see, there's a bunch of ways to look at that. We could be looking down into the basket. That's one thing. We could be looking down in the basket. So if we're looking down, we could have, let's see, we could pull down the sides of it and put the bottom of it on here and then add the top like that. And maybe have a rim around the outside. And then you can put something down inside of it like Easter eggs. We could do ovals inside here, and they can be Easter eggs. That's one way of doing it. And if you do Easter eggs, you can go in and we can decorate the Easter eggs with all the patterns, stripes, circles, more stripes. That already has a stripe. We can add some more. And then your basket might be a woven basket. So then if we want to put a woven basket on here, then we're going to put some stripes like this. And then we're going to go back and put more stripes. So it looks like a woven basket. That's a fun idea. feel free to turn your page around. I turn my page around all the time. So that's what, and another way to do a basket, I was just thinking, I guess instead of inside, you could still do it. How could you do it? Let's say, I'm trying to think of another way to do a basket. Oh, you know what? We could put a bow on the top of this basket. I didn't think about that. We could put a bow, wavy line.
You're just out of frame here.
Oh, sorry. So I put a bow on top of the basket. Okay. Let's see. So this could be the body of a bunny. And then we could add a head and then ears. And what we could do is put some sunglasses on the bunny. That'd be something different. You can't even see it. I should have done it on a different one. You can't even tell it's a bunny, I guess. I guess if I put a puppy tail out here. That was funny. That didn't work out. Let's see. Oh, a chicken. You know, we haven't done a chicken yet. How would you draw a chicken? So this could be the body of the chicken, maybe. And maybe we can start over here and add a head. And then a beak with an eye. And maybe put some feathers on his head. Can everybody see that good? Let's make sure that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then, what does a chicken look like? Gotta have feathers.
There's a little wing.
A little wing, and then, yep, a tail maybe. A little puff tail. And then some chicken feet. Gotta have chicken feet. And I think in my example, I did a duck. So here's an example of a duck.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to think. What are some good things to eat? We could make this a cupcake. Do y'all eat cupcakes?
That's super fun.
Okay, let's just do that then. So let's see. This could be the top of the cupcake, and then we could come down like that. And there's the bottom, and then we can decorate the top. And of course, if you're going to do icing, maybe the icing starts up here, and we do like that. And then it kind of fluffs around the outside. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it needs some sprinkles.
It does need sprinkles. And you know what? Instead of doing them in black ink, it would be fun. Remember I was talking to you guys about Easter colors, all the different types of Easter colors. If you look at all the examples on the internet, what do you usually see? You see pinks and light green, light purple, yellows, pastel blues. So that's what we're going to use. So if I'm going to do sprinkles on here, I want to do sprinkles with color. So I'm going to put pink sprinkles on here. That's darker than I thought it was going to be. Another thing that I do that I think is something that you should try is, I'm trying to find a piece of paper to use. I can use the back of this, I guess. I don't have a piece of paper. Anyway, I usually use a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, to practice my colors before I start on my pages. Like I did that and I went, ooh, that pink is just not the color I'm looking for. I'm looking for a lighter pink. That's the pink I'm looking for. So I usually have an extra, scrap piece of paper, to mark on before I start coloring on my artwork. So we're going to do pink sprinkles and let's see, yellow sprinkles, these Easter colors. And purple. And then, I don't know, maybe my cupcake needs to have stripes on it. The paper, that your cupcakes come in. Let's see, a light green. Now, when I'm drawing, I'm using these Sharpie markers, but if you want to use pencils, you can use pencils. I use the Sharpie markers so then you can see me, that you can see my drawings better. That's the reason why I use them. And a lot of my art classes, the reason why I use the Sharpie markers is because we use the Sharpie markers and then we use watercolor on top of it. And when you do that, then the Sharpie markers don't smear all over with the watercolor. Because sometimes that can happen, right? Okay, yellow. Now the markers I'm using right now are just the Crayola brand markers. I'm not using anything fancy. Some of the other fancy ones that I use are alcohol markers, because I use the kind of paper that I use are marker paper, and these are really good for marker paper.
See, I did my little basket. Let's see if you can see it. Colored in all my little eggs. So follow along with the art tutorial, you guys. It's a lot of fun. But I did a little chicken and egg.
Yay! How fun!
This can be an activity for kids and parents alike. It's a lot of fun. So if you're just joining us now, go ahead and download the freebie so that you can have everything. It is going to be available for all of us after this challenge to be able to download for a limited time. Go ahead and click on the link in the comments or in the event description to download that freebie so that you can follow along on the replay. To download that freebie so that you can follow.
So am I like backwards for you guys?
You're just to the side, yeah.
Would it be better to do it this way? No, I guess
No,
it
it's upside down now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right. Well, I was trying to figure out a good way to do this. All of my other art tutorials, I have a camera that's above here, and that when you see right down on top of it when you anyway. Okay, so what else can we come up with? We've been working on this for a while.
What if we did? We've got.
I did. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I had all these. I have these designs, and we've done some of them, but we haven't done this one. So, what I'm gonna do? Let me see if I can find another piece of paper real quick. I bet I have one here. I printed out the whole. This is what you're gonna get. I don't know if you know this, but this is a this is the downloadable that has the art challenge. It has information about geometric shapes, and then it has 2 sheets like this and 2 sheets like this. Of course, I took that out because I just drew on it, and I think I'm gonna take it out because I want to do another one another vertical design. But this is what you're gonna get. I have some sketches.
Some nice ideas.
Say that again.
Some nice ideas.
Yes, absolutely. Trying to make, see, I found out that when I started doing this, I discovered there were more vertical ideas that I could come up with than the horizontal ideas. I don't know why, but like a tulip and anyway, I don't know why, but I mean, we can come up with all kinds of ideas, I guess. Here are some right here that were the horizontal. Oh, a pig. I forgot about the pig. We could draw a pig. I totally forgot about the pig. A baby pig. And there's another bunny. This is a different bunny. We could do that bunny. These are easy. So we have this right here. Let's go in and create this bunny. And then the thing about it is once you do all the drawings, we can go back and color all of them, right? We're going to go back and color all the different drawings that we've created. So
you basically get to make your own little Easter coloring pages. How fun.
Absolutely. Okay, so why don't we do a bunny here? And so the way I did the bunny was we had an eye. Got to put an eye on him so he can see where he's going. And we put a nose on him. And we got to make sure he's happy. Put a smile on him. Then let's do, we can do one ear that comes down like this. And you got to have the inside of his ear. And then we have another ear that maybe goes kind of back like that. And the inside of the ear. And okay, he's got to have a tail.
Disappearing on the camera again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for telling me. There you go. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why it keeps doing that. My new phone is so heavy. It just keeps doing that. I got to figure out. Okay, hang on. It's doing it again. Let me do this and do something different.
There, now we don't seem to be moving. Is there... Oh. Karen, you have muted yourself. It looks like you accidentally hit a button on there.
Sorry about that.
All
when
right,
I pulled
we're
it
back.
up, I did that. Okay. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out another way to do this, right? This new phone. Okay. We're doing the bunny.
Yeah, we got to do a big fluffy tail.
Big fluffy tail. Just like that. And so you have, let's see, he has a circle, a little oval like that will be part of his, I guess, I don't know what you call it, a knee maybe for the back of his leg. Mm-hmm. And then we'll pull another oval that goes around like this, and this will be his back foot. And then we can have the 2 feet in front. And we have a bunny.
Okay, now we're on to the little piggy.
What?
We're on to the little pig.
Yep, we can do the pig right here. So what we can do with the pig is, let's say we can, let's do a big oval in the middle, and this will be his snout. And you got to make 2 places where he can breathe. And then 2 big eyes. And maybe he has eyebrows, and then he's going to have those pointy ears. And I don't know if I guess he has the inside of his ears too. And then the next thing, how would he, I'm trying to think of what his legs might look like. I'm not really sure. Kind of like, I don't know. Or maybe we just put a curly tail on him.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do the Easter gnome next.
Yes, I will do the Easter gnome next. So the gnome, I made him where he was vertical. So I got out the vertical eggs. And let me get an example. It's so much easier when you do a sketch. Like, here's some of my sketches. If I have my sketches ready to go, and then I do the final piece. So I did a whole bunch of sketches, and then I went in and did more final artwork. I really believe in doing a lot of sketches. So it's so good. And the thing about it is, okay, when I was growing up, I kept thinking that you had to sit down and you had to draw whatever you wanted to draw the first time, and it had to be perfect. And that's not really the way it works. You have to sketch, and then if you don't like it, you sketch again. And then if you don't like it, then you sketch again until you get what you want or what you like. And that's how you become a better artist. Okay, so we're going to do the gnome. So the way I did this gnome, the first thing I did is I put a nose on him. Now you can do a nose any way you want to. You could be an oval nose or a flat nose. There's all kinds of ways to do noses, but I actually did a heart for his nose. Why? I don't know. I think I was doing Valentine's when I was working on Easter at the same time. So I did a heart in the middle, And then I did a line that went to the side for each on both sides. And that's going to be his hat once we finish it. Okay. And then I did a different mouth. I did a mouth that he was just going, oh, but I think I want to do a different mouth. I think I want him to be smiling or something. So I'm just going to put a.
We got a comment. Yes, I agree, Martha. Gnomes are always cute.
Yay! So, okay. So I'm just going to make a smile on him instead of, the way I did him here. The way I did him here, I just said, I don't know why I had him have an open mouth. I don't even know why. Okay. And then we're going to put some ears on him. So we're going to put a line here. So, because remember, this is going to be his hat. So the ears are going to poke out through this hat. So that's why there's a line there. And then we're going to add the ears, the bunny ears. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, which is a curve, which is the slat. So the ears can come out of the hat like that. And now we have to put the hat on there. Otherwise, he doesn't look like a gnome, right? So we can add a little bit over here. Then we're going to go up. And I guess we can have it come all the way over here to the other side of his ear. And then we're going to pull back and put like a puff on it. And there's his, I guess we could actually pull it down a little bit right there. So it looks like it's all one. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and put, all gnomes kind of have these long beards. So I'm going to go in and put in a beard like that. And then let's see, I'm put in his arms. So then I'm going to go around and come back over. And then I'm going to do the other side. These arms are going to hold, well, I'm going to make a hand. Okay, and there's different ways to make hands. You can make a hand where you have the center of the hand and then you just have, it's like a mitten. Or you can open up the fingers and make a hand and then do individual fingers. You could do 5 fingers, and a lot of comic, cartoon type illustrations, they only have 3 fingers. They don't even have 5 fingers. They have 1, 2, 3, and then a thumb. They don't even do the 4th one. I don't know why. That's just kind of what they do. So I'm going to put like a mitten on him, and his mitten is going to be holding the flower. So we're going to go around like this and put a thumb on him. And then he's going to be holding a flower because it's springtime. Okay. So this other hand is going to be doing the same thing. We're going to go around and put a thumb on him. And then he's going to be holding a flower. Okay. Did you guys see that?
Yep, we can see it.
All right. And then I'm going to put some legs on him, which are just straight lines that come straight down. And then I'm going to put a boot on him. Let's see. A square for the heel. And then just loop out to make a boot. Kind of do the same thing on the other side.
We are sliding out of view.
Sorry. Here we go. Sliding out of view again. Okay. So we have the heel and then the boot. And one leg's longer than the other. That makes him even funnier, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what's fun about all of this is when you get to go in and color. So that's the other thing is you've created all these really fun designs and art, and now you can go in and color them any way you want to color them. So let's see, what else can we come up with? How much time do we have?
We have 10 more minutes.
So let's go in and color this gnome. And let's see, what do we want to do with him?
I think that he should have striped pants.
I think you're right. I would love to. I don't know why, but I love these two colors together, the green and the purple. So how about we have green and purple striped pants? And then, of course, if you introduce a color, it's always good to put it somewhere else. So I'm introducing this color in his striped pants. So we got to figure out where else can we use green? Well, he has a flower, so surely the stem could be green, and maybe the stem can have leaves on it. So then you have more balance and harmony within your design if you start with a color that you put it more than one place. So let's see. I don't know what kind of purple. Do I want this? Let's see. I'm going to test this out and see if this is the purple I want. I thought I had a scribble page. Let's see. What kind of purple do I want? Not yet.
Be sure to post a comment after the video is live with your drawings. We would love to see them. And I'll show you a couple of mine that I've colored in. So this is, kids can do this. Adults can do this, especially if you make some coloring pages for your kids. What's my little chick? This is a lot of fun and a really good bonding activity that you can do with your kids.
Well, and something else that I have found is, if you have older kids, this activity is so popular with, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, because you're doodling and you're coming up with fun new ideas and stuff. So I know that a lot of my middle schoolers have always liked these little challenges. I don't know who all has a middle schooler, but so I hear you coloring. I want to see what it looks like when you're done.
Okay, I'll show you the ones that I have.
I would love to see them.
So if you enjoyed this class, you will enjoy her video classes for art classes. She has the fall classes that she has a wait list for. The 4-week classes include 4 projects from either for beginner or for intermediate classes. And these are on-demand video lessons that you can watch anytime, as well as downloadable lesson plans. And you also get access to the private Facebook group for questions and live events. And you do have lifetime access to the course. So I will be putting a link in the comments to learn more about her art classes. If you enjoyed this class, be sure to check it out.
All right.
I hope everyone has a lot of fun doodling and coloring in their doodles. I think this was a really fun class. If you agree, be sure to give this video a thumbs up or a heart so we can see your support. And if you are just joining us now, the replay will be available in 5 to 10 minutes after the live video ends. And Karen did tell me before we got on live here that if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and she will go ahead and answer those questions as she sees them come through.
Absolutely. So here's some of the other ideas. I'm trying to figure out which way to turn them so you can see them. Upside down now?
You are. So if you do it the other way around, there you go. Perfect.
Yay, I figured it out.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live, and I look forward to next week's live video. I hope you join us over there as well. Bye.